We're heading out on the DC Metro for a day of monument and museum touring. This is a city filled to the brim with both of them. Exiting the Metro, we are immediately in the middle of our first monument. It's the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial.
Right, yeah. These are police officers that have been killed in the line of duty. I guess you could look up the officers here and it'll tell you where they are. Let's see, in my town we had Tony Arcero. That's a roll call of fallen officers. So it should be on here somewhere. Arcero, where is he? There he is. Nope. Right here. He is in panel 21E15 from El Monte, California. So you can rub the names with these papers and pencils here, and you can take a pen. So see, Tony Arcero is right, where did I see him here? Right here. He's in panel 21E15. 712. So we're coming to the other side. The one we're looking for is on 20 East. Here's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What's that? Oh, there he is, right there. So right here, it says Manuel, but everybody knew him as Tony Arcero. It was Arceo, yeah. Well, you know Arceo Park in El Monte, across from El Monte High School? That's named after him. He was killed in a shootout in Baldwin Park. Yep. Because in the book it said he was from El Monte, California. So see how she's rubbing Tim and then the letters come out?
Yeah.
There you go. Let me, oh, you could have wrote it down here, panel and name. So that's how it is. So yeah, so that's how you look up your fallen officers on here. So now we're going to walk over. We got a little time to kill on this first afternoon in DC, so we're going to walk over to the Capitol Mall and just kind of take some pictures and video.
Next, it's over to the Capitol Mall for a visit to the busiest museum in the world, the Air and Space Museum.
Okay, so here's the mall. Let's go out here and see. You can see the Smithsonian main building over there, the castle.
Yeah. Okay.
There, I think that's the Air and Space Museum. That's the Smithsonian. That's their main headquarters. Yeah, they call it the castle.
What are they doing to it?
Well, just they're always working on it. I know.
Oh my God, that's not cool.
So, well, we got this one here. So there you go, from the Washington Monument all the way to the Capitol Building. Alright, so now we're going up the second floor in the Smithsonian. Up in this little elevator right off the lobby. And see if the door opens right, I should see the Wright Brothers flag right there. Nope, guess not. Come on out.
We see the Spirit of St. Louis, which carried Charles Lindbergh across the Atlantic in the X-15, among other historical aircrafts. In its own room is the very first plane, the Wright Brothers Flyer. Of course, the main thing here is that these are not replicas. These are the very planes and spaceships that made huge marks in history.
So here you go, Tim. I hope this will impress a jaded Tim. Let's see. All right, Tim, here you go. This is the first capsule that went to the moon right here. Apollo 11.
Very good. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
So even though it's not listed in the museum directory, this must be a new exhibit because this is Apollo 11 right here.
Just walking.
It's going to be a long day, so we hit the next stop, Ford's Theater, where President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated.
They have much different seating back there. Smaller chairs, bench seating up to the very top.
This is the little hallway where the presidential booth is. So since this theater is back from the 19th century, it's not handicapped accessible. It wasn't a great thought back then, but Tim can sit here in the back row of the main floor and look up to see the presidential box up there. So we're heading across the street now to the Peterson house where Lincoln actually died. It's right over there. And we're told to have an elevator and it's wheelchair accessible.
Whoa.
Well, here's the parlor and the second bedroom that they rented out to guests here in the Peterson house. And according to the lady that was brought us up here, the elevator's only been added 3 years ago, so it is now wheelchair accessible. Go ahead, Tim. So this is this bedroom here. Secretary of War Stanton held several cabinet meetings, interviewed witnesses, and ordered the pursuit of the assassin. So this is after the assassination. They came in here and met on what. So in this room on April 15th, President Lincoln died in the morning, right over there. Not on that exact bed, but in that bed right there, in a bed that was there.
Pushing onward, this more modern monument to cover-ups and deception has no marker. It's the Watergate Hotel, where a bungled burglary led to the downfall of President Richard Nixon. A long walk along the Potomac River takes us to our next set of monuments. We're hot and sweaty by the time we reach the very crowded Lincoln Memorial. Luckily, it is wheelchair accessible with an elevator to all levels.
A few steps away from the statue, you can come out here on the porch and get a little peace and quiet away from all the maddening crowds and see some of the sights. So here is one of the newer monuments here in Washington, D.C. This is the memorial to Martin Luther King, and now these granite stones to represent mountains. So it's supposed to be out of a mountain of despair comes a stone of hope. And the view from the Martin Luther King monument looks over the tidal basin across the way over to the Jefferson Memorial. And over here, back here where this waterfall is the Franklin Roosevelt Memorial. This waterfall is supposed to represent the Tennessee Valley Authority that was created in the FDR's administration. So to answer the question of the wheelchair, no. They kind of wimped out on that. They just have them sitting in a regular chair. So we have one major monument left to see while we're here in DC before we call the end of this trip, and that's this one, the Jefferson Memorial. In addition to coming to honor the writer of the Declaration of Independence, it's also a lot more or less crowded than the Lincoln Memorial. It makes a nice place to rest.
With that, our monumental day of touring is over. We get on the bus and head back to the hotel. This is Tim Music for the World on Wheels.